a new generation of addicts. The tobacco industry preys on youth, it's a fact. For decades, they've hooked new generations to fuel their profits. Today, a new crisis looms. E-cigarettes, vapes, and heated tobacco products are flooding the market, disguised as harmless alternatives. They are anything but. These products are designed to addict, and their primary target is young people. We must unmask this smokescreen and protect our children from this predatory industry. The statistics are alarming. Youth e-cigarette use has skyrocketed in recent years, reversing decades of progress in reducing tobacco use. In 2018, over 3.6 million middle and high school students in the United States reported current e-cigarette use. This alarming trend is fueled by the tobacco industry's relentless marketing of these products to young people. Flavored e-cigarettes with names like cotton candy and gummy bear are clearly designed to appeal to children. These products are marketed on social media, where young people spend countless hours. The industry knows what it's doing, creating a new generation of nicotine addicts. The tobacco industry's targeting of young people is nothing new. For decades, they have used sophisticated marketing campaigns to make smoking seem cool and glamorous. They have targeted their advertising to young people, sponsoring sporting events and concerts, and placing their products in movies and television shows. The industry knows that young people are particularly vulnerable to addiction as their brains are still developing. We cannot allow the tobacco industry to continue to prey on our children. We must fight back against their deceptive marketing practices and protect our youth from the harms of nicotine addiction. The future of our children depends on it. Novel products, novel threats, e-cigarettes, often marketed as a safer alternative to traditional cigarettes, pose unique and serious health risks, particularly to the developing lungs of young people. These devices heat a liquid solution, often containing nicotine, into an aerosol that is inhaled. While the long-term health effects of e-cigarettes are still being studied, we know enough to be seriously concerned. The aerosol produced by e-cigarettes is not harmless water vapor, as some proponents claim. It contains a cocktail of harmful chemicals, including volatile organic compounds, heavy metals, and ultrafine particles. These particles can penetrate deep into the lungs, causing inflammation and damage to delicate lung tissue. Nicotine, the addictive substance in e-cigarettes, is particularly harmful to young people. It disrupts brain development, affecting memory, attention, and learning. Furthermore, e-cigarette use has been linked to an increased risk of respiratory illnesses, such as bronchitis and pneumonia. Young people who vape are more likely to experience wheezing, coughing, and shortness of breath. There is also growing concern that e-cigarette use may be a gateway to smoking traditional cigarettes, especially among youth. Studies have shown that young people who use e-cigarettes are more likely to start smoking cigarettes later on. Protecting young people from the harms of e-cigarettes and other novel tobacco products is crucial. We need comprehensive public health policies that address the unique risks these products pose, particularly to the developing lungs and brains of young people. The stealth marketing. The tobacco industry is masterful at adapting its strategies. Their tactics are insidious, designed to slip under the radar. No longer confined to billboards and magazine ads, the industry now operates in the shadows, exploiting the vast reach of social media and the allure of influencers. They understand that young people are bombarded with messages every day. Their strategy is to blend in, to make their products seem like just another part of youth culture. One of their most effective tactics is the use of flavors. By creating e-liquids that taste like candy, fruits and desserts, the industry is deliberately targeting young people. These flavors mask the harshness of nicotine, making it easier for young people to start vaping and become addicted. The industry claims these flavors are intended for adults, but their marketing tells a different story. Another tactic is the use of social media influencers. These influencers, often with large followings of young people, are paid to promote tobacco products on their social media channels. They post pictures and videos of themselves using the products, making them seem cool and glamorous. Young people trust these influencers, making them particularly susceptible to this type of marketing. The industry also exploits the power of peer pressure. They know that young people are more likely to try something if they think their friends are doing it. They use social media to create the illusion that vaping is widespread and socially acceptable, encouraging young people to join in. Influencers, Pied Pipers of nicotine addiction. In the digital age, social media influencers have become the new Pied Pipers of addiction, leading young people down a dangerous path towards nicotine dependence. These influencers, often young and seemingly relatable, promote e-cigarettes and other tobacco products to their vast online followings, normalizing their use and making them appear harmless and even trendy. The tactics employed by these influencers are often subtle yet highly effective. They might post aesthetically pleasing photos and videos of themselves vaping, showcasing sleek devices and enticing flavors. The products are seamlessly integrated into their lifestyle content, making them seem like just another cool accessory or lifestyle choice. Young people, especially those who admire and trust these influencers, are highly susceptible to this type of marketing. Furthermore, many influencers fail to disclose their paid partnerships with tobacco companies, blurring the lines between genuine endorsement and covert advertising. This lack of transparency is particularly concerning, as it deceives young audiences into believing that their favorite online personalities genuinely enjoy and endorse these harmful products. The consequences of this influencer-driven promotion of tobacco products are dire. Young people are being lured into a world of nicotine addiction with potentially lifelong health consequences. The normalization of vaping among youth, fueled by social media influencers, is a public health crisis in the making. Section 5. A lifetime of consequences. Nicotine addiction is a life sentence. It's a chronic, relapsing disease that takes hold of the brain, making it incredibly difficult to quit. Young people who start using tobacco products are more likely to become addicted, and that addiction can have devastating consequences for their health and well-being. Nicotine exposure during adolescence interferes with the development of critical brain circuits that control attention, learning, and impulse control. This can lead to problems in school, difficulty concentrating, and an increased risk of mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. The earlier young people start using tobacco products, the more severe the consequences, but the damage doesn't stop there. Nicotine affects the entire body, increasing the risk of heart disease, stroke, cancer, and lung disease. It weakens the immune system, making it harder to fight off infections. For young people who are still growing and developing, the health risks are even greater. The tobacco industry knows all of this. They know that nicotine is addictive and harmful, yet they continue to target young people with their marketing. They are condemning an entire generation to a lifetime of addiction and health problems. Section 6. The regulatory imperative. We cannot stand idly by while the tobacco industry continues to peddle its deadly products to a new generation. The time for action is now. We need strong, comprehensive regulations to protect our youth from the harms of tobacco and nicotine addiction. First and foremost, we must prohibit the sale of flavored tobacco products. These flavors are a blatant attempt to appeal to children, masking the harshness of tobacco and making it easier for them to start using these products. Banning flavored tobacco products will send a clear message that we are serious about protecting our youth. We must also restrict the marketing of tobacco products, particularly online and on social media. The tobacco industry has exploited these platforms to reach young people with their deceptive advertising. We need to close these loopholes and prevent the industry from using social media to hook a new generation on nicotine. Finally, we need to increase funding for tobacco prevention and cessation programs. These programs are essential for educating young people about the risks of tobacco use and helping them to quit. We need to invest in these programs if we want to create a future free from tobacco addiction. Section 7. Public health at the crossroads. We stand at a crossroads in the fight against tobacco use. The emergence of novel tobacco products, coupled with the industry's relentless marketing tactics, threatens to undo decades of progress in reducing tobacco use. The health of an entire generation is at stake. The tobacco industry is a formidable opponent. They have deep pockets and a long history of using their wealth and influence to undermine public health efforts. But we cannot afford to be intimidated. The stakes are too high. We must fight back with everything we have. This is not just a fight about tobacco, it's a fight about corporate greed versus public health. It's a fight about protecting our children from a predatory industry that is determined to addict them for profit. It's a fight we cannot afford to lose. We know what works in tobacco control. We need to implement proven strategies, such as increasing tobacco taxes, implementing smoke-free policies, and launching hard-hitting media campaigns. We also need to stay ahead of the curve, adapting our strategies to counter the tobacco industry's ever-evolving tactics. Section 8, Conclusion, a future free from nicotine. The fight against tobacco is a fight for the future, a future where our children can grow up free from the grip of nicotine addiction, a future where tobacco-related diseases are a distant memory. This future is within our reach, but we must act now to make it a reality. We must unmask the tobacco industry for what it is, a predatory industry that profits from addiction and death. We must expose their deceptive marketing practices and hold them accountable for the harm they have caused. And we must never ever give up the fight to protect our children from this deadly epidemic. This is a fight that requires a collective effort. Parents, educators, healthcare providers, policymakers, and concerned citizens must all come together to create a world where tobacco is no longer a threat to our health and well-being. We owe it to our children to create a future free from nicotine addiction. Let us rise to the challenge and create a healthier, brighter future for all.